Now, I've really been talking to my team a lot this week about pricing our listings. And we're in a challenging real estate market. We've seen prices soften. We've seen inventory rise. And I believe that there are 3 ways to price a home. And each seller has to pick which one. But I want to tell you, based on today's market conditions, which one makes the most sense. So there's really 3 ways. You can price it high, above what stuff is selling for in the neighborhood, which I think is a mistake today. You can price it at market, which is kind of what things have been selling for recently, which I also think is a mistake today. And then you can price it aggressive, which is slightly below or dramatically below. And I'm explaining the difference between the two, what is trending and selling and what is closed recently. So have you ever gone to an auction and seen somebody overpay for something dramatically, or gone on eBay? I'm a big car guy, so I'll pay attention to like Meekum and Barrett Jackson. And sometimes I'll see cars go for numbers that make absolutely no sense, where it went for way above market value because you pitted 2 people against each other that had the means, that had the money, and really wanted the car. The same thing can happen with real estate, but it can't happen if your price is too high, because then people reject it. So in my opinion, in a market where it's challenging and you need to motivate and knock buyers off the fence, the best pricing strategy is to price it below the market. Number 1, we know prices are going down. So you insulate and eliminate the fear that the buyer has that they're going to lose value by pricing it below. The second thing you do is you make the market a seller's market for your specific property, and you get people to compete for it because they say, oh, wow, this is a $500,000 neighborhood. This one's listed for $450,000. Let me offer on it. Well, guess what? You think they're going to be the only one that offers on it? Probably not, because it's 10% below market. A lot of people are going to chase it. What ends up happening is a greater chance of actually getting the retail value for the home through a bidding war scenario. You price it the $500,000 at $450,000. You get a frenzy of people that chase it. And again, this isn't always the case, okay? However, it's much more likely to get retail value in a quick sale with this scenario in today's market based on today's trends. So you price a $500,000 home at $450,000, you get a bunch of offers and end up selling it for $500,000. Here's what happens if you list it at $500,000. You end up getting maybe $475,000. You get one offer. You don't get a frenzy. Everyone's like, oh, it's pretty regularly priced. You get a low offer. It takes forever to sell, takes months down the line, and you get one offer for $475,000. Which strategy makes more sense in a market where you've got to knock buyers off the fence? It's clearly the auction style pricing strategy that will get people to chase the home. And then last but not least, pricing it above the market. This is not the market for that. You missed it. It's just not. If you're going to price it above market today, might as well just not even put it on the market. Here's what's going to happen. Consumers have never had more vanity. They use filters. Everybody uses filters on their photos. Every photo I see, I meet the person and I don't even recognize them. So everybody uses these filters. Everybody has this vanity attached to it. It's the same thing with real estate. When they see a home that's been on the market for 60 or 90 days, they're not as interested in it because they think everybody's passed it over. It's not very valuable. You overprice your home, you're eating up the precious days on market that you have to impress a buyer. By the time you finally get to the right price, everybody has discarded your house and thinks something's wrong with it and they don't want it anymore. If you overprice your home and have to lower the price, you're going to lose. Either your home's not going to sell or you're going to sell for less. You have to price aggressively in today's market if you want to sell your home for the most amount of money. It's really difference in negotiation. In a market where prices were rising, you could price your home high and the market would catch up. In a market where prices are dropping, you can't do that. You price it high, and by the time you correct it, you were what it should have been when it started, but not where it needs to be now. You can't get ahead of the downward trend. If you want to price it aggressive today, you can create that frenzy and sell it fast and get close to market value as you can. The other strategies just don't work in a market where prices have shown that they're depreciating. And there's a lot of realtors out there unprepared for this that have never been in this kind of market like my team has for over 20 years. We went through the Great Recession. We grew. Some of our fastest growth was during the worst real estate market Florida's ever seen. The reality is if you're a seller and your strategy is we're going to put it on the market, we're going to lower the price, we're going to lower the price, you're screwed. You're not selling your house. And by the time you do, every consumer that would have paid and been excited about buying it has gone. And now everybody devalues it and they want to lowball you because it's been on the market forever. If you really want to sell and get the most amount of money, you got to price it below market and negotiate up. Okay? Negotiate up. Create a bidding war. Create a frenzy. Create a plan. If you price it high with the expectation you can negotiate down. It's not going to happen the same. Prices aren't rising and buyers know that. So if they're not rising, they don't want to take a risk. There are people that will overpay for a house or pay higher for a house in a market where prices are rising because they know it's going to catch up. When prices are dropping, they want to insulate themselves. They want to make sure that the home in 6 months or a year is still worth that money. They don't want to lose money. So the only way to sell today, in my opinion, is you price it ahead of the market. You price aggressively and you try and create a frenzy. You try and create a seller's market for your house. That's what our agents are going to coach our clients to do. A lot of the clients aren't going to listen. A lot of those homes aren't going to sell, or they're going to get lowballed, or they're going to end up making less money because they have the wrong number attached with the value of the property. So again, price aggressive. We'd love to help you with that. DuncanDuo.com. If you want an aggressive pricing plan to get a bidding war frenzy for your house, that's us. If you want the best, that's us. If you want the cheapest, that's not us. We're going to give you the best advice, the best results. We're going to get your home sold. We're going to create a strategy that's going to create demand as long as you listen on price. If you don't listen on price, you're basically, that's the number one tool that you have to get your home sold. If you overprice your home, it doesn't matter how much marketing is done on the home, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss the mark. So hopefully that helps make sense in understanding and educating you on what needs to happen to get your home sold today. Again, you can do that at DuncanDuo.com.